so it is not entirely clear whether or not Mies have ingested alcohol. The most technical of technicals.
All I heard is that I have to take 24 drinks?
No!
Conjecture? So I already made a matchup chart for Sonic and Smash Ultimate, so I thought I would try my hand at making a tier list. However, this isn't your traditional tier list. This is for something that's much more important. More specifically, how much each character drinks in all their respective games.
Did somebody say alcohol and Nintendo? Well, do I got some information for you, bud?
I already know what we were doing. I hated this.
Oh, it's really good!
So Matt, you actually created everything that we're going to see on this tier list today, right?
Correct. I was at a party one night, I got back, I was bored, and I thought, you know what the world needs? Information about Nintendo characters drinking.
Because we've already seen so many tier lists in terms of like how good people think they are on the game, or you know, like what economic class they're evolved into, or something other really boring, and nobody cares about this.
What I care about is the deep, dark lore Nintendo doesn't want you to know about.
A lot of it, he dove like really deep into the Reddits and the whatever databases and the wikis and whatever the kids are into these days.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, DDD is an alcoholic. Didn't see that one coming, did ya?
I kind of did, yeah.
Alright, it was also a lie, so there you go. Let's get this
I'm
thing
already
started.
getting spooked.
Alright, so this is how it's gonna work. At the very top of the tier list, we have alcoholic, which means they've gotten confirmed cases of them being drunk multiple times to their very detriment. Right below that, we have has been drunk. Some way the medium has communicated that that individual is definitely intoxicated. Below that, we have has had alcohol. Maybe they've been drunk before, maybe they haven't. All that we know is that they sipped upon that sweet alcoholic beverage. Below that, works in a bar. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Might have had alcohol? There's some kind of questionable things here where it's not quite clear whether or not this one character has had alcohol. Has held alcohol, means they've held it, have not drank it though. Below that, we have might have held alcohol. That is one of the most special categories out of the entire tier list. Has seen alcohol, which means they've been in an environment, maybe like a bar or something like that, where they have seen alcohol present. Has seen someone drunk. They might have not seen alcohol before, but they have seen someone intoxicated. Below that, we have our widest category, which is the not enough info category, which I'm sorry to say, about 25 to 30% of the cast doesn't quite have enough info on that. And trust me, I've done extensive research.
Some might say an embarrassing amount.
Some might say that.
And unfortunately, even though we waited for a long time to see who the ARMS character was, Min Min, there's just not that much lore out there for ARMS in general, so we put Min Min in the not enough info section. Please let us know in the comments if there is actually some info out there. We would love to be wrong.
On any of these characters, if there's any info on any of these characters that we don't know, dealing with any alcoholic beverage in any sort of medium, let us know. Hey, yeah, BigRig here, once again. I kind of maybe forgot one tiny little detail. Ike actually belongs in the has seen a drunk person category because in Path of Radiance during a cutscene, he's talking to this guy named Shinon or whatever his name is. He's just being kind of a dick, super belligerent, saying what's on his mind, calling him Widow Ikey Boy. So Ike keeps on asking him, dude, are you alright? And he's all like, blarg! So yeah, he's definitely intoxicated. Okay, back to the show. Below not enough info, I've created two categories that cast beyond a shadow of a doubt that these characters have not had alcohol. And there's two specific reasons. That's for you to find out and for me to know.
Because this is a drinking tier list, we of course had to make a drinking game out of it. So feel free to play along at your own discretion, and if you are of age, you know all the legal stuff to check those check marks. How this is going to work is we have all these categories here. Matt is going to list off a character for me, and I'm going to guess where the character lies on the tier list. If I am within one row top to bottom or dead on, I am safe and he takes a drink. But if I'm wrong and say I guess has seen alcohol, and the answer is has been drunk, I will take 1 drink for every row that I was incorrect. Without further ado, we are gonna get rock and rolling into the tier list.
For the very first character, let's not go in alphabetical order. I'm gonna let you pick.
I'm actually going to pick Sonic just to start off.
Of course. Where would you put Sonic on this list?
See, as much as I'm such a diehard Sonic fan, I just can't think of times where alcohol's been in his games in any way, shape, or form. I'm assuming there's stuff in the comics related to alcohol, so there's just a lot of lore to pull from there. So I'm going to put Sonic in has seen alcohol.
In Sonic X, Sonic bursts upon a room of adults, in the Japanese version, where a lot of drinks have been going around. So Sonic has seen someone drunk, which means that's a drink for me, buddy. From now on, we're just gonna go in alphabetical order. Banjo and Kazooie.
I think there's one level where there's on the sea coast where there's the pirate ships and stuff, there's a bar. So I would assume that there's someone in there drinking. So I'm gonna put them in has seen alcohol.
Banjo and Kazooie are also in the has seen someone drunk at the Jolly Tavern.
Is that the one? Is that the one I was talking about?
Yes, at Jolly's Tavern, the big old pirate boy is seen drunk, but nowhere in the tavern is there any alcohol that can be seen. Coming up next, we got Bayonetta.
I'm going to assume, because she's Bayonetta, it's rated M, that she gets drunk in her game. So I'm going to say has been drunk.
Nowhere in the games is alcohol actually seen.
Wait, really?
Nope. But in the anime,
Forgot about the
anime movies, she has a cocktail. So she goes in the has had alcohol category. So far, you've gotten all 3 within the range of me drinking, but none of them correct. Maybe you can change this with Bowser, the Koopa King himself.
The one thing when I was briefly brainstorming before we started this that I knew off the top of my head was Super Mario Kart. And I know that a lot of the characters get drunk in that, or at least drink champagne to celebrate winning. So I'm going to assume Bowser gets drunk.
Bowser has alcohol in the game. He is portrayed as drinking it, but there are no signs of him getting drunk. That's another drink for me. I talk about that fact way too much with you.
Thank you.
Coming up next, it's our boy Doug. Dougaroni.
I'm going to assume Falcon has some relation to alcohol, being that he's a bounty hunter. I'm going to put him in has had alcohol.
Captain Falcon, his lore is that he owns a bar in Mute City.
Fuck yeah.
So that's gonna make me drink still, but you still haven't got any of these on the nose yet, which is making me a little upset.
C's get degrees.
True that. So next up on the list, we have our boy Charizard.
Well, I know there's a lot of obscure shit out there about the Pokemon games, whether it be in the games or the manga. So I'm gonna guess in the manga that I was why would the Pokemon drink? So I'm going to assume that Charizard has seen someone drunk.
My friend. In the Japanese version, the episode when the Pokemon get separated from their trainers, the Island of Huge Pokemon, or whatever it's called, they're all seen at an izakaya. An izakaya is a little snack bar where you can get tiny snacks and alcoholic drinks. Oftentimes, it can be all you can drink as well.
They don't drink it, do they?
They are seen as getting a bit turned.
The fuck?
Let's roll the video. So here we are at the izakaya. All the Pokemon having a time. Some of them getting a little emotional. And right there you can see that Charmander had downed his drink. At least a bit of it.
So he's had alcohol, I think is the safe thing for Charmander, based on what everyone said. Because some of them are crying, some Bulbasaur is getting red.
Yep.
But it's kind of spoilers for the rest of the Pokemon trainer, and also Pikachu. Unless Pikachu's gotten drunk somewhere else, but that'd be weird. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Feeling great.
Perfect. Let's move on. Next up, we have Mr. Strife himself.
This one I know because I watched all the Final Fantasy VII Remake cutscenes. So I know at the very least he has had alcohol because when you first get to 7th Heaven, Tifa offers you a drink and you can have the option to make it hard. So I'm going to put Cloud under has had alcohol.
Be it the original or the remake, Cloud has had alcohol at 7th Heaven Bar run by Tifa.
I did the whole spiel for you. You didn't have to do it that time.
And now we get to our favorite Fire Emblem characters, Corrin and Corrin.
Don't even pretend like that's an actual statement we're gonna make. That's the joke.
You suck, McBain!
Well, Fates is a weird game with a lot of mature themes and a lack of actually good content. So I'm going to put them under has had alcohol because I think that's a game where you can have the option to use like a Mazel Tov cocktail or something like that as an actual projectile weapon.
Like a Mazel Tov cocktail or something like that as an actual projectile weapon.
Like a Mazel Tov cocktail or something like that.
You are correct in your explanation, but you forgot that there's a category called has held alcohol.
Damn it!
It is a full wine jar as a joke weapon. At least in the Japanese version, it's called wine. So, still counts.
There's no like evidence of them actually drinking it?
Nope, none whatsoever.
God, another reason to hate Corrin. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3.
Next up, we got Dark Pit.
Considering I watched a full playthrough of Uprising, I don't remember there being any sort of alcoholic references in the game. I'm gonna go out and say that they're down in the bottom where there's no alcohol involved.
One of the mystery categories?
Yeah.
Dark Pit is actually in the might have had alcohol category?
Where?
There is a drink in Kid Icarus Uprising called Drink of the Gods. Now, Drink of the Gods is based on an item from the original Kid Icarus series called Water of Life. And Water of Life in Japan is called Sake of Life.
No.
Which, as you know, is rice wine, which is an alcoholic beverage in Japan.
We do like our sake in this household.
We do like our sake in this household. So, the drink based on a confirmed alcoholic drink may or may not be alcohol. So he goes into the might have had alcohol category. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll give you 6.
Ouch.
Dinky King.
It's gonna be a recurring theme with a lot of the Mario characters, being that I just go back to fucking Mario Kart. So I'm gonna put him in the same category as Bowser and No, wait, no. What if he's not? Because it's Donkey Kong Jr. in that game. Are they the same? I hate that vortex. I'm gonna go with it anyway. Has had alcohol.
You had the right logic, but the wrong conclusion.
No. Oh, because he's a kid. Why would they give him alcohol?
Might
No.
have held alcohol? I'm gonna give you some grace here. This is the only character in this tier, so it's locked out for the rest of the game. Donkey Kong Jr. holds alcohol in Super Mario Kart. However, it is not clear whether or not Donkey Kong Jr. is Donkey Kong, the Donkey Kong we know today, a Donkey Kong in the past. It's really fucking confusing. So I made his own tier for himself.
Why did they make the Donkey Kong lore so complex? He's a fucking monkey.
I don't know. Ask Panoots Gaming. He made a whole Kong documentary.
Kongumentary.
Next up, we have Dr. Mario. And I'm gonna tell you, Dr. Mario and Mario are the same character.
Well, at the very least, I would assume Mario has seen alcohol being in Super Mario Kart, as we go back to a million times, because he watches other people drink. So at the very least, he has seen alcohol. So I'm going to say that he goes in the has held alcohol category.
Mario / Dr. Mario is in the has had alcohol category. So there's promotional art of a Christmas Mario and a Christmas Peach sharing a drink of wine. Also, in the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, there's an episode with Mario and friends enjoying a plate of pasta with a grape bottle in a very specific shape. It's a grape juice, but who drinks grape juice out of a wine glass? Next up, we have the leader of the Armada himself, Fox McCloud.
So when Matt first told me about this tier list idea, Fox is literally the first character I thought of, because in a game called Star Fox Command, there are like a bajillion alternate endings, but in one of the alternate endings, Fox ends up brokenhearted over the loss of Crystal. I don't think they made it explicitly obvious that he was drunk. It's just him holding the glass and being like, ah, shit, dude, what did I do? So I'm gonna say that it's just him has held alcohol and it's a trick question.
Close enough. I put it as might have had alcohol. So I'm still gonna be drinking for that one. He clearly has a drink. He's clearly not happy, but it's not clear that he's at a bar. So that was kind of the deciding factor there. Yep, he was just sitting at a table. All 4 of the Dragon Quest heroes. But they are all in the same tier. 4 times the drinks for the Dragon Quest heroes.
You wanna know how much I know about the game Dragon Quest? I know nothing. Well, it's an RPG, and those games usually have more mature elements to them. I'm gonna go at the very least, I'm gonna go with has seen alcohol. That column's looking out, that row's looking a little lonely right now.
It's looking a little lonely because it's about to be populated by 4 Dragon Quest heroes.
Yes!
There are multiple taverns
Drink.
throughout
Drink.
these games.
Drink.
Bottoms up, baby.
I mean, it's only 4 drinks for you.
I did some extra because you got it on the nose.
That's what we like to call an educated guess.
But coming up next, we have Isabelle. The reason why I made this entire tier list in the first place.
That makes me scared. I would assume if you made an entire tier list around her, that she has to have some relation to alcohol. There's no way she hasn't done anything. I'm gonna put her in might have had alcohol ?
Well, sir, you are 100% correct. I made this tier list based on a tweet where Isabelle is seen dancing around in a circle with a blushed face with 2 fans in her hands, having the time of her life. All the comments beneath said, wow, she's had some vacation juice, hasn't she? It is not in the game where she dances. She is dancing in Happy Home Designer, while Vacation Juice is in Pocket Camp. Hence I made the tier list. And hence, with no actual confirmation of her having alcohol, yet acting as if she has, I put her in the might have had alcohol category. Next up, we have the Phantom Thief himself, Joker.
I know he lives in a bar, but I don't think he works there. So I'm gonna say it has seen alcohol.
In the game, one of the options for a job you can have is working in a bar.
No.
Next up, Puffmeister.
I feel like Jigglypuff has done a lot of dirty things in the day. What if I just went all the way out on the limb and said that Jigglypuff is the first one that has been drunk?
Well, Reed, you'll be sad to find out that Jigglypuff is in the has seen someone drunk tier.
Damn it!
In a very obscure manga, one of the chapters revolves around a lot of the characters having to deal with a drunk Dodrio, out of all things. And I believe Jigglypuff at the end of the day ends up putting it to sleep.
Well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for me.
Next we have Ken Masters.
I'm trying to think if there's any Street Fighter stages where they're fighting in front of like a bar or something like that. So I'm going to put him under has seen alcohol.
That is 100% correct. In Flamenco Tavern, a stage in Street Fighter V. King DDD, the Triple D.
I mean, a lot of the games, they don't have anything to do with alcohol, but I'm assuming something in Kirby Right Back At Ya in the Japanese version will have it. So I'm going to say has held alcohol.
Oh, your logic was so good, but he's actually had alcohol in Kirby Right Back At Ya. In the Japanese version, he is seen having some wine.
Well, there have been worse punishments tonight, so I'll take the free row L.
Kirby! Where do you think Sakurai's Pink Boy goes?
I'm gonna have a feeling that Sakurai just doesn't care. And Kirby has been depicted with alcohol at some point since he inhales everything. So I'm going to put him under has had alcohol.
This is the first time we put a character in the has been drunk category. In the Japanese only, Kirby Star Stacker. Kind fucking down in this like a champ, while Kirby is clearly intoxicated doing some karaoke and pissing off everyone else. Link, he come to town, he come to ask you, how much drink has he had?
Well, Link is like way younger than he looks. So I would assume that he's never actually had alcohol, but I'm assuming he has seen alcohol. So I will put him under has seen alcohol.
Ding, ding, ding. I put this rendition of Link under has seen alcohol based on Breath of the Wild. Goes to that one bar. How do you feel about Little Mac, the boxing champion?
I mean, do you see that body? There's no way that man puts alcohol in his body, although he's definitely seen it. So I'm gonna double dip and go back to has seen alcohol.
You are 100% correct. Has seen alcohol because there's a character you know as Soda Popinski. In the Japanese version, his name is Vodka Drunkinski. He drinks some vodka to restore him back to health.
There's no way.
The relationship between Japanese and alcohol is a very different relationship that the Americans have with it.
Like, I know especially a lot of times with like work stuff, where it's like people are required to like try to outdrink their bosses, and like to the point of it's just like a big problem.
On a weekday.
Exactly.
Yep. Now we got our boy, Lucas.
Well, if there's anyone that deserves to drink to forget, it's Lucas, but he's also a child. Once again, I'm going to follow up on the RPG rule and say has seen alcohol.
Close enough for the drinking game. He has seen someone drunk. Do you know the character Matt in Mother 3?
I'm looking at him right now.
All I know is that they've come across him and he's been drunk. So, how about Luigi?
Once again, Mario Kart rules. I'm gonna say has had alcohol.
Well, it's actually not because of Mario Kart. Because of the animated series, where they're depicted as drinking some wine with their spaghetti. How about Mega Man?
Well, he's a robot, so he can't drink. I'm going to go out on a limb and put him down at the bottom.
Yep, he is on the bottom tier, which is can't feel the effects of alcohol.
I can't feel my face when I'm with you.
But I want to.
Then he does the robot in the club.
This is great content. We got another bonus round. All 3 me characters.
I'm putting him down all the way at the bottom then.
All the way at the bottom?
I am.
Me's are in the might have had alcohol category.
Huh?
And it might be one of the most interesting and educational portions of this video. In Tomodachi Life, there's a specific meal that you can eat that uses red wine alcohol as a cooking ingredient. And according to Food Network, alcohol completely leaves a dish after 3 hours of simmering. And I've looked up multiple recipes for this specific dish. Some of them have it simmer for 3 hours, and some of them have it simmer for less than 3 hours. So it is not entirely clear whether or not Mies have ingested alcohol. The most technical of technicals.
All I heard is that I have to take 24 drinks?
No!
Conjecture?
18, not 20.
Still sucks.
We'll let you finish the drink, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Okay, we're back in it.
How you doing?
Doing great.
Ness!
This falls into the same category of RPG and a kid. So safe bet is once again has seen someone drunk.
Well, it is actually has seen alcohol, but close enough. There's Jackie's Tavern.
You don't understand how terrified I am of trying to predict Pac-Man lore. I'm going to literally just throw something at the wall and hope for the best and say has held alcohol.
In Pac-Man Plus, there is a drink that looks suspiciously like a cocktail. On the Pac-Man wiki, they list it as a cocktail. However, it's not confirmed to be alcohol or not. So, Pac-Man goes into the might have had alcohol category? Peachy. What's going on with her?
Mario Kart Super Circuit has had alcohol.
Good enough. She is the person in that game to be depicted as actually being drunk because she has blush cheeks and fucking downs it like a goddamn sorority girl. That's a drink for me.
I want to get drunk with Peach.
Pika Pika! What's going on there?
As we all know now, there was an episode of Pokemon where Pikachu, being the good boy, being the DD, trying to keep his friends from, puking in the toilet. So, he has seen someone drunk.
Pikachu and Charmander had the same liquid.
No.
Pikachu was drinking out of a glass. He has had alcohol. He is not the pure boy you think him to be.
Pikachu's a good boy. Why would you betray me? Since, you seem to like to drink. How many is that for me? 6? Oh my god, Pikachu.
Pit.
I would assume he goes under the same category as Dark Pit because it's the same game with the same upgrades.
Again, drink which was questionable was based on a drink that was in the original game that was called Water of Life in America, but Sake of Life in Japan.
I want to party with Pit.
Next we got Pokemon Trainer.
I get so scared anytime I see a Pokemon because I know there's just so much manga lore that I don't know. I'm gonna go under has seen alcohol because they're literally children.
Good enough. Has seen someone drunk. We're actually going to the video games for this one. In the Japanese version of Pokemon Red and Blue and Fire Red and Leaf Green, the man who needs to get out of the way is still drunk from the previous night and needs some coffee to get up and out of the way.
Of course he does. Why am I surprised?
Goddamn Japan.
I think it's fine to normalize it, but I feel like they make it a little too okay. I know nothing about Richter as a character. I'm gonna put him under has been drunk.
Close enough. In Symphony of the Night, there is an item called wine. Of course, only in the Japanese version. But wine you can have. Rob the Robot.
He has to go in the Mega Man category.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give that to you. Right?
Yeah.
Straight up. That's easy. Ryu.
I feel like he falls in the same category as Little Mac because he's just too straight edge and too trying to really be ripped and the best all the time. So I'm gonna put him in has seen alcohol.
Your tier is correct, but I can't believe you didn't just copy your same logic as Ken. Because it's the same reason. Street Fighter V, exact same tavern. Uh-oh, another bonus round. Double the points for Samus and Zero Suit Samus.
There's alcohol in those games. Or not. I'm gonna assume this is just some bullshit from Other M or that game, because that game just went off in an entirely different stratosphere. So I'm gonna say has had alcohol ?
Has had alcohol ? It's actually has had alcohol.
What?
In ending number 5 of Metroid Zero Mission, you can see Samus with a drink at a bar playing some sort of dice game, I believe, with the bartender.
God, I wish I was that bartender.
Can you see into the future? Can you see where Shulk lands on this tier list?
I've watched every single cutscene from Xenoblade, and Shulk doesn't drink at all. But once again, RPG rules apply, and they all seem to include alcohol for whatever reason. So I'm going to continue to just dive into the endless fruitful basket that has seen alcohol.
Close enough. He has seen someone drunk. There's an entire mission in Xenoblade called Losing the Taste for Alcohol, where you try to get this one character a certain herb or bitter that magically makes them not want to be an alcoholic anymore. Yet when you return to them, the character is clearly very drunk. Snake.
So there's so very few characters left on this list. If there's ever going to be someone that is an alcoholic, it is Snake. I'm going all in on alcoholic.
You're going all in on alcoholic for Snake?
Yes, and I'm correct. I know it.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. There is a time that he spent in Alaska that he claimed that he spent way too much time drinking. The first step of alcoholism is admitting you have a problem. We don't have a problem, by the way. Squirtle's up next.
So Squirtle was there when everyone was having the whole party at the shindig. Can't remember if he was drinking or not. He's at the very least has seen alcohol. I'm gonna go with has had alcohol.
Oh, golly gee willikers. That's another drink for me. Terry McBarry. Where does this guy go?
He looks like a guy that enjoys his alcohol. So I'm gonna put him under has had alcohol.
Actually, he is in the alcoholic category with Snake. Let me show you some images real quick. Basically, he turns to alcohol after he loses some sort of tournament, as seen here. Kind of gets super fucking depressed, and then kind of gets back into it by the end of the whole movie that he's in there. That's Terry, baby.
Buster, what?
Well, we're now in the home stretch. So how do you feel about Toon Link?
Well, he's an infant child once again. Despite the fact that he was destined to save the world at the age of 12 or 13. Something younger than he should be. We still haven't filled up that second layer down there. So I'm going to put him in the whatever that line is that we still have not filled up.
Sorry to say this, but this is the first controversial pick. I am putting Toon Link in has seen alcohol. In the Phantom Hour glass, they have a milk bar where they do not serve to children. There's debates on all the forums. There's debates in the YouTube comment sections. But I've determined that if you do not serve a drink to a child and people get depressed over it when the fucking moon comes down on Earth, it is an alcoholic drink. Fight it out in the comment sections, you cowards. So yeah, because there's a milk bar, he has seen alcohol. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's only 3 drinks. That's not too bad.
I drank while you were talking about weird comment section shit.
Wah, 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 wah.
I may not remember what any of my close friends' birthdays are, but I can sure as hell remember if any Nintendo character has consumed alcohol to a respectable level.
And?
Oh, for Wario? There's at least a couple times in the WarioWare games where alcohol is involved. So if we're gonna assume that Wario is an ever-seeing being in his own games, Wario's at least seen alcohol. I think Wario is in, once again, SNES Mario Kart. So I'm gonna put him under has been drunk.
Everything that you have said was wrong, except for where you put him.
Yes!
None of the WarioWare games contain alcohol. Wario is not in the SNES Mario Kart, but he has been drunk in Wario Land 2. There's a penguin whose projectile throws out beer glasses, and if you touch that beer glass, Wario goes into a drunken stupor and it is very difficult to control him, but of course only in the Japanese version. Alright, coming up hot and coming up next, it's the Wii Fit Trainers. I'm not doubling down on this because they're the same character.
As one of the 5 people in the entire world that likes Wii Fit Trainer, I still know absolutely nothing about this character's lore. But being that they're physical trainers that love to be fit, I'm once again going to go down into the realm of things that we have not filled in yet at the bottom, whatever that other dash area is.
You are 100% correct. I saved this as a fucking joke category. Alcohol is empty calories. Yosh Magosh. What do you think about Yosh Magosh?
Has had alcohol in Mario Kart for the 10th time. You're saying that dinosaur isn't going to get trashed?
He is in the has held alcohol with Corrin. He is shown holding the alcohol, but not drinking out of it.
That's not true.
This is 100% true.
Ugh.
Alright. Only 2 characters left. Young Link.
Well, I don't think there's any milk bars that are prohibited in Legend of Zelda. Never mind. Because we just talked about that. Well, there are milk bars that are prohibited in the Toon Link universe. I can't think of any in the actual Zelda games. But those games, especially the games like Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess, are more mature. I'm going to at least assume it has seen alcohol.
You mentioned 2 games, but you forgot the most important one. Majora's Mask.
I said Majora's
Oh, you
Mask.
just said Majora's Mask.
Especially the games like Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess are more mature.
The thing about Majora's Mask is you can actually consume the milk at the milk bar. Meaning, young Link has had alcohol.
What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, here's the good news. We're down to our final character. Where does Princess Zelda fit into the tier list?
Well, for as much as we talk about Zelda, she's not in that much of the games besides Breath of the Wild. I'm going to put her under has seen alcohol.
You are 100% correct, but do you know why?
No, and I don't care.
For this answer, we turn our heads to Zelda CDI.
Zelda.
Do you remember the last scene where...
No.
The King of Hyrule is laughing with Zelda, and he splashes some wine around because he has a goblet with some wine. He's drinking wine. Zelda's there. There's wine. Has seen alcohol. You're 100% correct. Fuck you, I'm down in this.
No!